Amon-Ra St. Brown is doubtful for week number 5, which presents a lot of problems for fantasy owners that need his services and are in some trouble walking into week number 5. So we'll break down some solutions that might be available to you, maybe players that are still on the waiver wire. We're also going to break down whether Jonathan Taylor plays in week number 5, the odds of that happening, and what happens with if St. Brown does sit, does Jahmyr Gibbs get more work? Does Jameson Williams get more work? Well, Jameson Williams and Jahmyr Gibbs showed up as questionable for week number 5. I don't know that either one of them is going to sit, but they are on the injury report. We'll break down more news. Week number 5, take your phone calls, answer your super chats. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show, and we're here doing it live like we do every single Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Appreciate every single one of you popping into this live stream, and please hit that like button on your way in the door. Also, real quickly, before we get to a lot of the news and notes, I want to mention that Underdog Fantasy has decided to once again increase the amount of time that you get to use the code Smitty and get double your first deposit up to $500. Let me see if I can put that bad boy back on screen. $500. You can have your first deposit doubled up to $500 by using code Smitty or the link that I'm going to drop in the live chat right now and pin. And that bad boy is getting pinned right this very second. I'm going to pin it right here. There it is. We'll be drafting later. I just did live drafts on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do that at The Fantasy Football. What's Algier doing on here? The Fantasy Football Show on Instagram. We did a live stream for about 40 minutes doing draft after draft after draft. So if you missed that, you aren't following me on IG. What's wrong with you? So get on over there. Do that. Do this. Do that. Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Double that first deposit. Links pinned. Links in the description of every video if you're watching a replay. And now let's get to some of this crazy news that is circling around news wires right now, walking into week number 5. Let's start off with the St. Brown news. This is not good news. Doubtful for week 5. Unless some sort of miracle happens, expect to be without St. Brown's services walking into week number 5. That does mean that Jahmyr Gibbs and Jameson and Laporta and of course Monty could potentially be getting more volume. The only problem is, and we don't know if this is a big issue or not, but Jahmyr Gibbs showed up as questionable on the injury report, so that's a little concerning with the hamstring. But it could be just maintenance. It could be precautionary, more so than maintenance, but precautionary, just with the rookie, trying to keep the rookie fresh. We'll have to monitor that situation. But we also have Jameson Williams. Where's that news? I have it somewhere. I think it's right here. Jameson Williams questionable for week 5, and that's kind of came out of nowhere. But he was struggling with some injuries on top of the suspension, obviously, to getting on the field in the early part of the year. But I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, this guy better show up, because we've had a lot of time and not a lot of production. He played 6 games. I know he's coming off an ACL tear, but he played 6 games and caught 1 pass. It was a touchdown pass, but 1 pass in 6 games last year. And then we had to deal with the suspension. And now he's back, and we'll see what he does this week. But I think that if Jahmyr Gibbs is able to play, Jahmyr Gibbs should have a pretty big day, given the fact that St. Brown's out, and they might throw to Jahmyr Gibbs and use him as a wide receiver. So let's just hope and pray that this guy, Jahmyr Gibbs, gets on the field and isn't suffering some sort of bigger hamstring injury, and this is a precautionary measure, because this is his time to potentially shine as a wide receiver and be utilized in a way that we feel is meant to be, in that scenario. It's between the tackles. David Montgomery shouldn't have anything to say about Jahmyr Gibbs' production, because Achane is getting similar production as Gibbs. Their amount of work is pretty much the same amount of work, the volume, and Achane's blowing up. Now they need to use Gibbs in that in that way. They need to throw to him. They need to put him in open space. They need to let his speed and his acceleration get him into the end zone and get him into big play opportunities. So hopefully the Lions make right on that. This news right here, Ramondre Stevenson is questionable with the thigh, and it just gets worse for Ramondre. So Zeke Elliott is a good player to grab, especially if you can maneuver your flex spot in a certain way. If you're out St. Brown this week, maybe you grab Zeke and you plug him in if Zeke can even stay healthy. But Ramondre Stevenson is definitely, not out at this point, but, he's questionable and just unraveling over in New England. Now, I do think that there's an opportunity to sell and also buy. It just depends on your vantage point for a lot of these guys. Cooper Kupp, head coach Sean McVay for the Rams, said he doesn't expect Cooper Kupp to be on a snap count in week number 5 against the Eagles. This is great news for anybody that has little Cooper Kupp. He's back. We'll see how Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp can eat together. And do they both get full course meals? How does that look? What's the stat line look like? Jimmy Garoppolo has been cleared out of the concussion protocol and will play week number 5. Hospital passes will return in Las Vegas. I still believe that he's not the long-term answer there. Even when I say long-term, I mean for the long-term part of the season. He's definitely not the long-term answer, but I do believe at some point he will be removed and they'll throw the rookie back in there, and I think the rookie will do well. Deebo Samuel has been removed from the Week 5 injury report. This is great news because we got a report yesterday, or the day before, or I think it was yesterday, that suggested that Deebo Samuel might not be 100% for a little while, or he'll play at a less than 100% in this week. Now he's removed from the injury report. This either makes the injury report completely nonsense, which we all know it kind of is, or B, because he'd be playing injured and they're not putting him on the injury report, or B, it's downplayed. Shanahan kind of downplaying what's going on. A lot of beat writers making assumptions, and Deebo's actually fully healthy. Keep in mind, Deebo with the ribs and the potential knee got the most snaps out of all the wide receivers in week number 4. So anybody thinking that Deebo was a decoy or wasn't used, he got more snaps than any wide receiver in week 4. So I think this is maybe a bounce back game out of Deebo. If you own him, don't sit him unless you got really good options. This one right here, Christian Watson is hamstring is limited on Friday, but he's back unless we hear some sort of setback news. Fire him up as your wide receiver 3 with confidence. He could produce high-end wide receiver 2 numbers in week number 5. I'm really excited about what Watson can do. And if you're doing some like buy low, sell high maneuvers, some one player being traded away from your team to acquire 2 players, he makes a fantastic second piece of some sort of complicated 2-for-1 trade where you give up the perceived biggest name of the trade and you get another player like Achane and Christian Watson for your bigger name player. I think it's a good move, and we'll talk about that obviously as you guys roll your super chats in. The super chats will be answered in the order in which they've received, and any $20 haulers, your boy Smitty's going to pump out a set of 10 curls every time I get a $20 hauler on the show moving forward. And you guys are going to watch me get ripped right in front of your very eyes. You guys will be responsible for whether I get in shape or not, and there's no excuses because I'm ripping out a set of 10 curls every time a $20 hauler gets dropped. And you can drop it and give me a question and also say, all right, let's get a set in, Smitty, get a pump in. Aaron Jones' hamstring remained limited in Friday's practice. Fully expect him to play, but hopefully he gets more work and is better in week number 5 than he was in week number 4. Great buy low if you need a running back. McLaughlin is looking like a potential start or semi-starter volume in this game. Pete Ryan's still in the picture. Javonte is questionable. Very likely to be ruled out, but if Javante's not ruled out, then the McLaughlin experiment might be put on hold. That is all the news as of right now. Everything you need to know walking into the remainder of the day. Let's get to the super chats, and then we'll open up the phone lines and discuss some things. Juan Jacinto with the first super chat of the night gets a standing O. Juan, appreciate you, my guy, dropping the super wad on screen here. PPR start 2, Hall, JT, Gibbs, Ridley. It's Ridley and Hall. And pretty easy for me. I think Gibbs could be a fantastic play, but he's also questionable. JT may or may not play. We'll find out later. I got to that one, right? Yeah, JT. Maybe I didn't. Did I talk about this? Colts head coach Shane Steichen said, we'll see when it comes about Jonathan Taylor playing. I don't think I did get to this one yet. This is the other big piece of news. This is probably the second biggest piece of news I didn't get yet. So there we go. Thank you for reminding me. We'll see when asked about the possibility of JT playing this week. Now, I will say this, and NBC Sports said the same thing. It would be awfully odd of him to be said to be in phenomenal shape. He's fully healthy. He's ready to go, and then for them not to play him. And a snap count's more likely, which is concerning to some degree for this week, but not for the future. JT's a fantastic player to play if he is a full go. We just got to make sure he's starting or in the game ready to rumble. So just hang tight on that one. But the answer to Jacinto, it's Hall and Ridley for now, unless we get some word somehow that JT's going to get full course meal, which we're hearing that, he may or may not play. So snap count's probably more likely. But if we get word that Steichen says, no, he's good and he's not going to be limited, like some sort of crazy events in the news kind of unfold, then we're going to go JT probably over Hall. But Hall for right now. $10 hauler from my boy Matthew. Appreciate Matthew coming in strong with a 10 wad. Did a trade of Stroud and Tank Palmer Pollard and got back Aaron Jones, CD, Goff, Roshan. Team is now love. I mean, look, Stroud, Tank, Palmer, Pollard. So Pollard for Aaron Jones, CD. I Smitty approve. I mean, that's a good trade, bro. You're getting CD, you're getting Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is a comparable to Pollard. Let's be honest, he is. Bottom line, Top Gun, please punch that thumb up button. We got only 63 thumbs up, and we got 400 of you practically in here. So punch that thumb up button for me. Smitty, should I drop Javonte Williams? Top Gun, in theory, I could, but it depends on what you're getting. If there's a solid option out there on waivers, you need a backup tight end pretty badly, and there's one there, and you're afraid maybe yours will crap the bed and you need that option, a backup quarterback, like, of course, I could get behind this. But if you're dropping them for a scrub, I don't know. It just depends on who it is. But in general, right now, it's crazy that you could drop them. But yes, Smitty is the GOAT. Please answer random question in the chat, says Chubb. Chubb is amazing. Dropping a super chat and wants me to go grab a random question in the chat. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'll grab two. Here's Isaac, and here, I don't know if this is even a question. And let's find this question right here from Niners. Niners says, got offered Achane and AR for Pollard and Love. I'd take Achane and AR, but it's arguable. But I love Achane so much, and I love AR so much. That's fantastic. Kenneth Walker has a bye week during the toughest week. Dude, I'm going up against Mahomes, Waddle, DJ, CMC, Kamara. I hope you win. It'll be such a glorious story, Isaac, if you could win somehow, some way off of that. Thank you, Chubbs, for dropping that. Let's do one more for Chubbs. Absolutely. Lucas Guzman. This is on behalf of Chubbs, who's a giving, generous person. Do I trade DK Ridley for Chase? I'd probably rather have Ridley and DK given the uncertainty with Burrow right now, but it's very arguable. Thank you, Chubbs, for being a generous person. You are a monster. This one's from Silva, $2 hauler. Traded Stevenson, JSN for Kamara, Chase Brown. Give me the Kamara side all day. Because I don't trust Stevenson whatsoever. This one's from Charles. Charles says, Smitty, flex one since Sun God will be out. Judy or London? I'm going London. Judy's off the injury report, but I don't trust him at all. Trust your gut, though, but I think London's got a better shot. I know London's kind of that rotational, like great play, or good play, not good play, good play, not good play. Let's go with the good play this week. Smitty, should I trade DK Ridley for Chase? Oh, the Guzman dropped us in a super chat. On top of that, Guzman to the moon.
To the moon.
Guzman, appreciate you. I definitely think there's pros and cons to it, my guy. I mean, if Burrow bounces back like Fields did, and it's certainly possible. Can we give Fields a round of applause real quick? Fields to the absolute moon. Love my boy Fields. Fields to the moon. The microcosm of Fields' season needs to be considered. Let's put this question back on the screen and say that if Jamar Chase gets Burrow back on track and everybody's cutting Burrow, talking about Burrow being trash, and I too have been like disappointed, and some of the questions have been tough. What, Burrow, do I go away from Burrow, do I not? But in general, I'm not giving up on Burrow, and if he got cut, I'd pick him up in a millisecond. But the thing you got to think about is Fields was almost trash in weeks 1, 2, and 3. And then Fields had an amazing top 3 quarterback outing in week number 4 and a top probably 3 quarterback outing in week number 5 once all the quarterbacks play. And in 2 weeks out of 5 with 3 bust type weeks, Fields is now QB1 in fantasy football. Granted, all the other quarterbacks in week 5 haven't played yet, but it's still a remarkable stat that he's now atop all of their quarterbacks, and after week 5 is played out, probably only 3 or 4 at most quarterbacks climb back above him after they play their week 5, and that's an unbelievable, remarkable comeback for Justin Fields, who sits atop all other quarterbacks at this current moment in time in scoring. Let's go! Point being, could Chase bounce back? Could Burrow bounce back? Yes, but I still think DK and Ridley's interesting if you need that side of the fence, Lucas. But Lucas, if you have an ability to win with Chase, like if you look at your team and you say, Chase on this team, I'm a monster, then I keep the Chase side or do the Chase side. Should I trade DK? So I take Chase. If you can look at your team and say, my depth is so good, DK, Ridley, I've got a guy like, I don't know, call it Christian Watson instead of DK, then yeah, I'd rather have Christian Watson and Chase in my lineup than DK and Ridley, and then you got Christian Watson on the bench. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on the build of your team, and if you think you could win with Jamar Chase. If you think you could win with Jamar Chase, then I would probably take it, but Ridley and DK is a lot of value if, let's say, you're in a position where you're not sure your depth is good, then you probably hang tight. I'm down St. Brown now. Christian Watson has been injured all year, looking to trade K9 for a receiver. Any ideas? I love going to the Achane owner and getting potentially Achane and a wide receiver that's doubted like Waddle to try and get 2 players for 1. So you're getting 2 players to dilute this trade into 2 different pieces that can help protect you and diversify your lineup. If you're going straight across for a wide receiver, you have to go for a CeeDee Lamb or a Cooper Kupp or at least a Devontae Smith type or higher, because that's what Kenneth Walker commands. Otherwise, you dilute the wide receiver into Waddle or Debo and get an Achane or Breece Hall and get 2 players out of it, Ian. That is the only way to go with that. We got 2 $20 haulers. The first one in my first set. Put in the time, get after it. Push-ups. We're going to keep doing the curls right now. Because you can't even see me doing push-ups. So let's do the push-ups. Perps, appreciate you. Perps dropping a badge on Instagram Live just a minute ago. Now coming in with the $20 hauler here on IG. Perps is an absolute monster, and I love the man.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 super chat. $20 super chat.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Super chat alert. $20 hauler. Perps making your boy Smitty an absolute swole monster. Let's go. Let's go. I'm going to be, like right now, there's no definition in this gun. You're starting to see a little bit. Just a little bit right there. By the time Halloween comes on freaking October 31st, I think I'm going to be swole. I think I'm going to be swole. And it's going to be because of guys like Perps. Perps, appreciate the $20 hauler. Let's put you in the corner here and celebrate your glory. Appreciate you. This one here is from Megas. And I probably will stop breathing hard too after I do it as I get conditioned as well. Right now I'm a little out of breath. But definitely feel like... where did Perps' message go? Hold on. I'm sorry, Perps. There it is. Megas, appreciate you dropping the 20 watt. Smitty traded. Oh, we got a $20 hauler.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 super chat. $20 super chat.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 hauler. Your boy's getting tired. It's okay. We're doing it live. I think at some point, like by Halloween, I'll rip that off and I won't even... Hold on. Let me turn that volume down there. I think by Halloween, I'm not even be out of breath when I do that. Traded Henry for Hall, Ayuk, Addison. I like that. I like Henry for Hall kind of quietly, but you ask for something more because of the perceived value. You get Brandon Ayuk, who's arguably a high-end freaking wide receiver too. I love that. I love that. That's fantastic. I'm getting swole. I can feel it. My arm feels swole. It just isn't cut or defined yet. I do need to do some shoulders and such too, but I'll do that off air, and we'll stick to the curls here. Man, that'd be funny if the $10 haulers I only used the right arm, and then one arm swollen. What movie was that? It was an M. Night Shyamalan movie. I think it was like Lady in the Water or something, where the guy in the apartment, he would do curls with one arm, and he had a huge one arm, and the other arm was tiny. This is a great team. Should I drop Watson for McLaughlin? Drop Watson after the $20 hauler. No, you don't drop Watson. Christian Watson to the moon. Is this Christian Watson that you're going to be dropping, or would it be Deshaun Watson? Let's just see here. Let me look at this team. Pierce, Tua, Watson. It looks like Deshaun Watson. Okay. No, I'd probably keep him. You need a backup quarterback. You don't want to drop Watson. I don't think that's a wise move, but I certainly don't love Watson. That's for sure. But he's not droppable as a backup quarterback. I thought that was Christian Watson for a minute. But yeah, that's a great trade that you made. Fantastic. Breece Hall to the moon. So we haven't talked about that yet. Breece Hall is going to be unlocked this week, according to the reports, and we talked about this earlier on a show, and I meant to get to this right away. But Breece Hall is not going to be restricted moving forward. I don't know if this is the report here. Here it is, yeah. Jets head coach Robert Saleh said that the team would not restrict Breece Hall's workload any longer, which means that, and they're still going to have other RBs involved. They're not just going to give him, 50 carries, but he's got no more training wheels. He's got no more restrictions, no more governor on the vehicle. Now he's been unleashed. The tires, the braces have broken off like Forrest Gump. I think during the first carry or two, we'll see the braces actually come off his legs, and he breaks through, runs for a touchdown. I feel like there's a 50, 60-yard plus touchdown coming in this week number 5 for Breece Hall. I really do. And Bijan Robinson too. I want the cat says Bijan Robinson, I think, scores 2 scores. I think Breece Hall scores a touchdown. I think this is a very, very big week, hopefully, for Breece Hall and Bijan Robinson both. But I love Breece Hall right now. Fantastic move trading Henry and getting Ayuk as well. Thomas with a $5 hauler. Yo, Smitty, need help. PPR with Amon-Ra St. Brown out or doubtful and likely out. I'm projected to lose by 15. Reynolds and JMO with the questionable tag. Need one flex. Raymond or McLaughlin. Probably McLaughlin, but make sure Javante's out. But probably McLaughlin. I hate that that's what you're hoping for, because it's a nice dice roll though. But McLaughlin, he's at least got the intrigue. But it could be one of those like Joshua Kelly. You expect this and nothing happens. But McLaughlin. Thoughts? I traded Kyron and Addison for Diggs. I like that. I'd rather have Diggs. I don't think Addison closes that gap whatsoever. I think you blasted him. In fact, we'll give you a got you moment.
Got him.
You definitely got him on that trade, broski. That's a nice one. Thomas with yet another super chat report. McLaughlin could see a larger workload. Yep, we hit that at the top of the show. I've even got it right around here somewhere. I think it's underneath this one right here. There we go. Is that it, McLaughlin? Yep, increased workload. We covered that at the beginning of the show. Definitely feel like it's an intriguing proposition, my guys. So it's the best shot you have. $10 hauler from Scott. Scott to the moon. Appreciate you, Scotty boy. Scott says full point per reception. I have Diggs. I have Dobbs, Dell, Gabe Davis, Reynolds. And what do you got? What else you got? Reynolds is available. Who do I pick up for a number 2 receiver in flex? I have Amon-Ra, but is doubtful. I think Gabe Davis. I have Gabe Davis and Dell. Reynolds is available. Reynolds is decent. I don't hate that, but I'm probably starting Dell and Gabe Davis, or Dobbs. Dobbs isn't bad either. Dobbs and Dell. But I think Dell and Gabe Davis is probably the two that I would go with, Scott. And then after that, Dobbs over Reynolds. But Reynolds is intriguing, but it's still a big what if. Whereas Gabe Davis is pretty solid right now, man. And Dobbs has been pretty steady. And Dell has the potential to be a high-end wide receiver, too, at any moment. So Dell, Gabe Davis, final answer from me, at least. St. Brown is out. Who should I start? Mims, Jameson, Zay Jones, Josh Reynolds, or Wan'Dale Robinson? I'm probably going to go with... What did Zay Jones do last week? I'm a little bit baffled right now. A little bit unsure of what his final stat line was. Let's look up the Zay Meister. Zay Jones last week in... let's see here. Last week against... he didn't play, right? Yeah, he didn't play. He's questionable still. That's why I didn't remember what he did. So, yeah, you can't rely on that right now. I would say, like, Reynolds is probably the safest of this group. Maybe Jameson. Jameson's tough, though, bro. I guess I go JMO. But it's certainly concerning. It's certainly concerning, you know, to be leaning upon that when he's questionable. You almost got to wait. Like, for right now, put in Reynolds and then switch it to Jameson if you're feeling good vibes and hearing good news about Jameson. Because Jameson's questionable right now. And I'm looking at some injury reports right now. Players out Sunday include, let's see here. Let me see if I can find any of the offensive guys in this list here. This is from Adam Schefter. So Elijah Mitchell is out. Pat Freiermuth is out. Treylon Burks is out. And I think that's the notables right now. So we're waiting to hear if anybody else is out. But those are the players that are out for week number 5 so far. So there you go. But yeah, for right now, it's a tough call. Reynolds, but Jameson probably. Are we buying low on Saquon? If so, I'm not buying low on Saquon. I'm selling Saquon. If I've got Saquon, I'm selling him. I'm trying to get Achane. I'm trying to get a Breece Hall and something. I'm trying to get a potential. I mean, I want a wide receiver straight up. I'll take a Devontae Smith straight up. I'm getting rid of him across positions the easiest way, but there's no reason to buy him low. He's struggling with an injury and now very questionable and maybe out for this week. And so I'm definitely not going near Saquon Barkley. I'm selling him. No way I'm going after him at all. Trade Chase, but trust your gut because, I mean, a couple weeks, anything can change in a couple weeks, bro. But that offense is already concerning enough for Barkley to get touchdowns and have good production and stay consistent. So why in the hell do I feel like Saquon's a good buy low, you know? I'm selling him any chance I can if I even own him. Trade Chase, receive Kyren in London. Not enough. I like the idea, but Kyren and a big name wide receiver, you know, a medium name wide receiver. London is a nice upside guy, but he's not a big name wide receiver right now. Traded Nico for Olave. Smitty approved that. I think Nico could definitely hold his weight there, but I'd rather have Olave. I'd take the chance on that all day long. Joe Wavy. People forget how good Olave was. 1 week, and people are writing Olave off. I like that trade. PPR 3 wide receiver league, and I'm down by 35 points thanks to DJ. I need a St. Brown replacement. Which 2 players would you start? Tutu, Wan'Dale, Mims, Downs, Zay. I assume that's Zay Flowers. If it's Zay Jones, you don't even know if he's playing, so no Zay Jones. Reed or Tony. I probably lean toward Mims and Zay Flowers, and if that's not Zay Flowers, then I lead Jaden Reed. But those are very, very tough calls, and they're all kind of questionable. I hope Mims has a day. Traded Lamar, Andrews, Pittman for Pacheco, Joey B, CD. Lamar, Andrews, Pittman for Pacheco, Joey B, CD. That's tough. I mean, you got the best wide receiver in the deal. You've got arguably, well, the only running back in the deal, and he's very good. And a very questionable but good quarterback that has very, very, very much a whole lot of risk where we may never see this great quarterback the entire season, or he could bounce back. I kind of barely lean toward the Pacheco side in hopes Burrow bounces back, but it is a very big risk. I love Pacheco. I love CD. Lamar's playing very well right now. Andrews is playing very well. Pittman. I venture to say that this week the Lamar side's going to outscore the CD Pacheco side, but we're just hopeful Burrow does something. I guess I'd rather keep the Lamar side if you're winning, and I'd take a chance if you can't win with the Lamar side. You know what I mean? Like, only make that move if you need to make it. If you're doing well with Andrews and Lamar, why in the hell would you trade them? Or vice versa, you know? Start Love, Kamara, Achane, JJ, St. Brown, Hunter, Nico, Breece, bench, Burrow, Walker, Roshan. Do I trade Walker and Charbonnet for Richardson and Ridley? That's a really good trade, bro. And the fact that you have, let's see, your running backs would be Kamara, Achane, St. Brown, JJ. The problem is, are you putting Nico Collins on the bench? And I'm not saying that that's like a no-go for this trade. It's just, you know, you are presenting some dilemmas. But Richardson's such a scorer, and I still truly believe in Ridley. I would take the Richardson-Ridley side with your team. But that's not something I would say in every case. I think that it does need to be team-specific, and your team feels like it could be doing really well with that trade. Would you trade Gibbs and Ingram for Saquon? Now, that I probably would do, but then I would flip Saquon for another player that I couldn't get for Ingram and Gibbs. It's a risk I'm willing to take if I feel like my league trades. If it's no trading league and this is the only trade that'll happen all year, it makes it tougher. I still maybe do it because I feel like that's good value. I do like Gibbs a lot, but there's still a lot of ambiguity around Gibbs. So that's a pretty good trade. Need 2 wide receivers and a flex. Puka, Kupp, Ayuk, A.J. Brown, Gibbs, full PPR. You got to go A.J. Brown. You have to go Kupp. And you probably have to go Puka. And Ayuk is a great player that you could now trade away. But I don't think you can sit Puka or Kupp. And you certainly can't sit AJB. And you almost can't sit Ayuk. Like, this is a problem. You got to trade somebody away, my guy. $5 hauler. Who should I drop to get Reynolds? Bench is Charbonnet, Pitts, Johnston, Mims, Jameson. I don't think you could drop Kyle Pitts if he's your bench, bro. I don't know when or if he'll ever return to form in Atlanta. In form being his rookie year, he did play very well. He had the best rookie season really in the history of football up to that point. But he hasn't done anything since. So, I mean, Kyle Pitts, you could cut. I don't know that Reynolds is a must grab, though. You know, like Mims and Jameson and Johnston are all like guys that are almost as good as Reynolds. Reynolds is pretty decent. He's a decent play this week, but he's a spec play. And he could be okay. Phone lines are open. Dial in. Our biggest super chatter of the year has yet to reveal themselves, and if they do, they'll own the phone line until somebody bumps them off. So the phone lines are presented by nobody as of this moment. That can change today.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Presented by, in the month of September, who will it be? Who will it be? 30-second phone calls. Dial into the show. These 2 super chats here I'll answer while we wait. Would you trade C. Watson and Waddle for Diggs? I'd rather have Diggs. That's a very, very good trade. That's a very good trade. And this one from Sick Nasty. Josh Downs or Calvin Austin this week. Probably if Watson's out. I don't think Watson will be out, but if Watson is out, I'd probably lean toward Downs, I suppose. But Calvin Austin's a nice player. But with Pickett hurt and banged up, I know he said to be a lot better, but I just will wait, I think. But Calvin Austin is nice. He's a nice player. It's just a matter of will he get the volume. Breece should never be started. Why, James? Why? Everything's going to turn for Breece right now, James. Everything's about to turn around for Breece Hall, my broski. Ramos from Tampa, you are hold on a second, Ramos. Hold on 1 second. 7-0. Let's see here. What is this caller's number? 708. Where are you calling from, and what is your name?
Hank, I was going to tell you, man. I traded.
Hold on, Hank. Hold on. Your time's not now. I'm just putting you on hold. Hank from Illinois. Hold on. Mute. Actually, go ahead. You got 30 seconds.
All right, man. I want your thoughts on this. And I'm gambling. I see your streams, man. I gamble a lot. So I'm trading DeAndre Swift for Jonathan Taylor. What's your thoughts?
I mean, look, Swift is steadier, safer, probably going to play this, or he's playing this week, whereas JT may or may not play this week, and if he does, he could be limited. There's no guarantee. So I guess I would ask you, what's your record?
My record is 3-1.
3-1. You can kind of take the gamble, and if it sounds like you like to roll that dice, that's a good dice roll, bro. I still think Swift's very good, but does JT have more ceiling? Yes. Does he have more risk? Yes. So it's like starting Fields last night. If people had a quarterback like Anthony Richardson last night, they had Richardson and they had Fields. Richardson was the much safer play and still has almost as much ceiling as Fields. Look at Richardson last week. Fields blew up. Everybody that had Richardson and Fields and started Richardson last week, they were DMing me going, "Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't start Fields." Richardson had 2 horrible first and second quarters, and everybody then was like, "Oh my God, F my life." And then all of a sudden in the third and fourth quarter, Richardson starts racking up the points, and then they're almost dead even at the end of the day. So like Fields last night was a high-risk, high-reward play. I said it all pre-show and the day before and the day before. If you're starting Fields, you might get 9 points. You might get 50. We got the 50. We got the 50. It was exactly like I said. JT might crap the bed on you this week. He might crap the bed on you, period. What if they're out to ruin him in Indy? But I think Steichen's smart. I think Steichen won't do that. And I think that even if he stays, you could get screwed this week. And you might. Swift could have 120 yards and a touchdown. But he could also maybe get phased out a little. And everybody's like, damn it, I should have got rid of Swift when he was popping off. I'm not saying that's going to happen. But if you're a dice rolling mofo, JT's fun, bro. You just got to be able to accept the reality of the risk.
Dude, and I also started Achan, man. I also love Achan. I love Achan.
As you should.
Advice on that.
As you should. Appreciate you, Hank. We'll see you later, pal. All right.
Thank you, bro.
Let's go over to I think it was Ramos that was next. Ramos, you got 30 seconds. Go, pal.
How are you doing, Smitty? I got a start question. I got 1 flex, but I got 4 RBs. I need to sit 1. I have Jacobs, A-Chain, commit. Are Justin Jefferson and Gabe Davis.
You're going to have to repeat that back to me one more time, bro.
So I need to sit 1. I only got 1 flex and 2 RBs.
Okay.
Out of these 4 RBs. So I got Josh Jacobs, Devon A-Chan, let's go, Kamara, and ETN.
I said Josh Jacobs or ETN, but Josh Jacobs.
Okay.
Yeah, with Jimmy back, he's not getting those. The rookie fed him, just blanketed him with receptions, and it was glorious, man. I mean, he did get a nice little outing, Jacobs, but it's sell high opportunity right now, especially if you're in a position where you're sitting him. Why aren't you selling him on his high right now? Like, why in the hell aren't you going to the Devontae Smith owner?
I'm shooting the Ridley, Smith, Olave,
Waddle.
Amon-Ra, throwing in Gabe Davis.
Waddle, Debo.
But I just got Justin Jefferson, and everybody's like, oh, you stole him because I traded CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans, and Saquon for Jefferson and Jacobs.
Yeah, Waddle, Debo. I mean, you could go after any of those guys. I mean, especially with your situation, like your team is very, very good. You don't need you need to get rid of these RBs. I will say he's got a great matchup this week against the Packers. Could be a nice outing for him, but it's like, how do you sit those other guys? Etienne. I suppose you could sit Travis Etienne this week, and maybe you tried trading Travis Etienne, I guess. But Etienne's also got, what does he have? His matchup is pretty decent. It's middle of the pack. It's the Buffalo Bills against the run. There's some injuries there as well. So I definitely I definitely would be tempted to make that move. Make a move with Etienne or Jacobs for any one of those wide receivers like Waddle, Debo, Lamb, Devontae Smith, Cooper Kupp, Olave, St. Brown, Ridley. There's a plethora of running backs or wide receivers there that you should be able to get.
Yep, I'm shooting them. I should have one of them sold by next week.
All right, thank you, Ramos. Appreciate you. Later.
Appreciate it.
Chat, can you vote for Ramos? What what running back would you sit, Etienne or Jacobs, if you had to sit one of those guys? Let's go over to the caller that has the area code. Oh, they dropped off. Let's go over to Travis. Travis, what's up? You got 30 seconds, pal.
Hey, would you trade Walker and Charbonnet for Breece and Ridley? I'm 1-3. I also have Amon-Ra going to be out, so I'm up against it.
Walker and Charbonnet for Breece and Ridley?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely, right?
Yeah, I definitely would do that. Definitely would do that. Let's
Thanks.
punt.
I'll call back if I have anything else.
I mean, because well, when I say definitely, yeah, I would because here's the thing is it comes down to the same thing that let me get this on the screen right here.
I sent you my team over Instagram earlier, but
yeah, because the way I look at it here is this, like, and this is the 2-for-1. This is the way to smash the 2-for-1. It's Walker. Okay, Walker. And what player of the two can compete with Walker? The answer should be both of them when you do a 2-for-1. So you're getting two players. And while everybody's going to say no, Hall could technically go forward because of the taking off the restrictions. Now, maybe the Jets offense is so bad any way he gets game scripted out. But he can catch the football too, so I don't know if that's really the case. But Hall could technically hang with Walker for the remainder of the season. Technically. I'm not saying you draft Hall above Walker. I'm saying from a technical perspective, Hall could hang with Walker. And could Ridley hang with Walker? Absolutely. I think everyone's given up on. So you're getting two players. This is the textbook way to make a trade that individually they could hang with the player you're giving up, the better player. And that to me is the best way to diversify and dilute one player into two. It's a phenomenal move. And even if Hall doesn't work out, Ridley could absolutely hang with Walker and still win you the trade, if not break even.
Right. And the last thing, if you're in my spot with Amon-Ra, would you put Amon-Ra in that deal to get a Nico Collins back, or would you be like waiting for hoping Amon-Ra gets healthy so you can have him down the stretch?
Say that trade one more time.
So that the Breece Hall and Charbonnet, and then I'd put Amon-Ra St. Brown in as well, and Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'd get back Hall, Ridley, and Nico Collins. No, I mean you're gonna throw in. You're just getting Nico back. Yeah. So in other words, you don't think Amon-Ra is going to be missing a lot of time unless something. But for Nico, I wouldn't trade Amon-Ra for Nico. That's what you're doing there. That's all you're throwing in. Nico, yeah. That changes everything. I guess I'm just worried it could turn into something more long term with Amon-Ra. I don't want to. Well, I mean, could there be? Sure, but the reports were that it wasn't a big deal, and I know that ended up changing, which was crappy to hear, because it was like the word was everything was gonna be okay, and then now all of a sudden it's not. So, but there's no way. I like Nico Collins a lot, but I'm not throwing Nico in for St. Brown. That's madness. All right, Travis, appreciate you. Later, pal. All right, next caller is Ethan the Negative. Ethan, you got 30 seconds.
Smitty, I took your advice and I bought low on Cup and Fields. And that's because I think the draft is just one big, fugazi. No one knows if the player's going up, down, or around. And what we really got to do is we got to help these grandmas, and we got to go and take the stress off. We're gonna take the A-chain. We're gonna take the Taylor. That's what we got to do. Thanks, Ethan. Appreciate you. Oh, Smitty for Speaker of the House. You know how to use the gavel. Appreciate you. Thank you, Ethan. Thank you for the little stand-up tryout bit that you did there. We'll see how the audience liked your little stand-up routine. Ethan the Negative coming in with the jokes. We'll start calling him Ethan the Joker.
Ethan, you haven't been very negative lately. I don't know that your Ethan the negative name even fits anymore. We might need to call you Stand-Up Ethan.
Well, we had some disagreements, like on Fields.
Oh, how you?
As like a winner, but I mean, I wanted him. That was his floor. Those bad games.
So how do you feel? How do you feel about Fields being the number one quarterback in fantasy football? Granted, before the other Week 5 guys have played, but it's still a marvelous stat. How do you feel? How do you feel, Ethan?
Hey, I got him. I sold Saquon in my 2 QB league because that ankle. I could see it was grade 2 by how he limped. That's the benefit of being injured a lot in your life. You can see these things, you know. So.
All right, Ethan. Ethan, appreciate you. Call back in if you got another one. All right, Terrell, you're up. Terrell. I always pronounce it wrong. Terrell. Always pronounce it wrong.
It's Terrell. What's up,
Terrell?
Buddy? How you going?
What's up, Terrell?
What's up? I just need some help at my flex. I have it's a PPR. I have Drake London, Josh Reynolds. I have Tutu, and I have Addison. I was wondering which one I should go with.
Addison is probably your safest play. London's your highest risk, highest reward. Reynolds is something in between, just because I think the volume will be there for him. So, you know, the volume will be there for Reynolds. It will. He'll be decent. But if you want, I'd probably roll with Addison as long as everything looks good. He's healthy. We're feeling pretty solid about. You know, I think Addison's pretty decent. As long as everything looks good health-wise. But Reynolds is a safe, steady play. London's high risk, high reward. You may get screwed. But look what the high risk, high reward did for people with Fields last night. So, you know, if you need the swing, bro, go for the swing.
I think I got a good chance. I'll start DJ Moore, too. So whoever I start should get me through.
Attaboy. London's fun. London's fun. I'm just gonna throw that out there to confuse you. All right, Terrell, I appreciate it, man. Later, pal. All right, let's go to Laundry Matt. Jack, you got 30 seconds, Laundry.
What's up, Smitty? So I'm 1-3 in my 10-man league. I got an offer. It's Bijan, Gibbs, and Watson for Kamara, Breece, and Tank Dell.
For Kamara, Breece. If everybody could mute themselves, you guys got a lot of background noise, whoever, or Dell. So if you're not talking right now, please, if you're not Laundry Matt Jack, please mute yourself. Bijan, Gibbs, and Watson for Kamara, Breece, and Dell. Yep. Wow.
The only thing is, Breece feels more startable. I have Tony Pollard and A-Chain as well, so I do kind of want to get Bijan, but I feel like Breece can be a top 10 back, you know. So I don't know if it's worth the upgrade.
What's the chat think on this one? I mean, the problem is Gibbs is a concern right now, but that could change. I mean, look at the Fields situation. I mean, I like to point to that because that was 3 weeks in a row that Fields was garbage. I got super chats piling up, and I'm going to get to those in 1 second. I got 5 super chats sitting there. Kamara, let's see what the chat thinks. Kamara is potentially, he's not Bijan, but he's at least like in the bottom of the same tier or somewhere in the same tier. But I think like Breece is on his way to becoming something special. But it's still unknown though. It's still a little bit unknown. I would say like at the end of the day, do I believe in Christian Watson? I do. Do I believe in Christian Watson? Do I believe in Breece Hall? I do. Do I believe in Bijan? I do. Do I believe in Dell? I do. Do I believe in Gibbs? I do. I believe in all. I do on all 6 of these guys. I do. So that's the problem. It's like I sit there and go circles around here going, I can make arguments that Gibbs is going to absolutely smash. Just give him until week 7 or 8. Maybe it happens this week with St. Brown out if Gibbs isn't out because he's also questionable. Will Breece Hall be a top 10 running back by the end of the season, even including his slow start? I believe so. I believe he can do that. I think Breece Hall could be running back 7 at the end of the year, even with all the slow starting. The running backs are in shambles right now. But I will say Bijan is the best player in this deal. Watson could hang with every other player in that other side of the trade, including Kamara. Like, Watson could be that good. I'm not saying he'll stay healthy. We don't really know. But I think if you're going to bet on Christian Watson, this is like extra. This is gravy. Gibbs is just a bonus. But Bijan and Christian Watson versus Kamara and Breece, if Watson stays healthy, the Bijan Christian Watson side wins. And then that Gibbs Dell side is just gravy. I'd say go Bijan. Especially given you have Achane and Tony Pollard. Watson probably helps you, right?
No, Achane would be my wide receiver 4. Honestly, he doesn't really help me. So basically, it would be I can keep Kamara and Breece and have Tony Pollard and Achane and just roll with those 4.
But you only start 3?
But you only start Breece. I'm starting Achane, Pollard, and Kamara.
So you only start 3. So you got to put one on the bench. I like this move. If Christian Watson goes nuts, maybe you can then flip him, bro.
Yeah,
so, all right, I got to roll. Appreciate you, bro. I would do it. I would do it. Laundry. Go ahead and do it. All right. If everybody would mute that's not talking right now, I'm going to head over to TM42. TM42, you got 30 seconds. Everybody else, please mute. Go ahead, TM.
So, Smitty, would you trade Ramondre Stevenson and Pittman for Devontae Smith?
For D. Smith.
And I have Pollard, Achane,
I would take
Javonte, and Mitchell.
I would take Devontae Smith, and I'd run from them veto police. Look, Stevenson, what is Stevenson right now? We don't know. In the best case scenario, this trade's even. Like, if Stevenson rebounds. You take Devontae Smith and you run for the hills, bro. Easy.
It's just a schedule. I know you don't think much of the schedules later in the season is really nice.
Well, are the 49ers a good defense? I'm serious. Are they?
Kind of.
They are. I mean, they are. They are. But how did Kyron do? How did Puka do? You know, like it's just we just can't use schedule when we're talking about everything being like flush and even, you know. If let's say you had Devontae Smith and you had a CeeDee Lamb, then schedule comes into play, but not in a trade like this where who cares about schedule and Stevenson might not even be on the field, bro. You know what I mean? Like, who the hell knows what Stevenson's going to do? He's questionable right now too. Take Devontae Smith and run. That's my take. Trust your gut. If you believe Stevenson bounces back, Pittman could have a good week too. Like, Pittman could have 100 yards and a touch, and let's say Devontae Smith has 70 yards, and you go into a coma, and then we're sending you letters, and we're trying to get you all hyped up out of your coma, right? Bro, Smith will come around. Wake up! Like, I understand how it works. We all get into a little mini depression when we trade a player away and they go nuts, and Pittman could have that kind of day because I do think he's in for a pretty decent day, but Devontae Smith is the better player. He's the best player on this board here. And I don't think the combination of the other two change anything. All right. Appreciate you, TM. Later. Right, call on if you have another one. Let's go to Tyler. Tyler, you have 30 seconds. Hello.
Hey, Smitty.
What's up?
Smitty, how you doing?
Good. You got 19 seconds. What do you got?
Well, that's kind of short time, Smitty. I figure you might want to know a heads up about the cancer.
The what?
The cancer.
What are you talking about?
I told you 3 months ago I had cancer.
Oh, okay. You look.
Time,
hold on. You get more.
Same time. I'm the other Tyler.
Okay, so
I'm the Scott Tyler.
We're
here. Tell you what, man.
You get all the time you want. You just race the timer. So you how is it going, bro?
Hey, well, I'm done with all my chemo and everything, so I don't know yet. Just to let you know that. But this is Team Smitty this year. Justin Fields, Bijan, Achane. I can't say his name.
Achane.
Achane, yeah, okay. CeeDee Lamb. Jalen Waddle. Yep.
I like
Lamb and Waddle. And Kyron Williams right now.
Oh, boy, you got a good team.
But I also got Jordan Love on the bench, Jameer Gibbs, Zay Flowers, and Nakua.
Okay,
Miles
Puka.
Sanders, David Montgomery.
Miles, wow. All right, first of all, I want everybody in the chat to throw up some prayer emojis for is Scott Tyler, you said, right?
Yep.
Okay, Scott Tyler, please throw some prayer emojis up for Scott Tyler, who's going through some cancer right now. He's done with this chemo. He's going to absolutely annihilate it. Bro, I want you to think, and I know this sounds like weird, and it's not my place to even give you pep talks or anything like that, right? Really, probably stupid of me to even do this.
You're good, bro.
But
good.
I just want you to literally, like this sounds stupid, but literally think about, like, bro, this is a comeback season, bro. Look what Fields just did. Look at you. You need to have that same freaking mindset, bro. Okay, you're gonna smash this thing into a little pieces, and I don't care what kind of adversity you've had beforehand. This is Scott Tyler season right now.
Yes, sir.
Standing O for Scott Tyler. He's gonna shred this thing to little tiny itty bitty pieces. Step all over it. Scott Tyler season. Let's go. Prayer emojis, please. And let's go back to your team real quick.
I'll call you back when I get some more results.
Yeah.
But, hey, Smitty, I need to know, man. Would you leave Nakua and David Montgomery on the bench with all these players I have starting already?
Puka Nakua, David Monty. You can't really sit. I mean, you could put in Puka over Waddle. But I do think Waddle's going to have a good day, so I'm a little fearful to tell you, like, to sit Waddle when he's about to maybe have a bounce.
What about Lamb at San Francisco?
Yeah, I mean, maybe you do put... What do you guys think? Lamb chops on the bench for Puka or Waddle on the bench for Puka? I do think you need to start one of those. I also think Monty's pretty safe, bro. With St. Brown out, can you put in Puka?
I was thinking that too, man. But who should I take out, man?
You can't use
Kyron Williams.
Yeah, you can't take. Man.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, that's
tough.
tough.
I don't think I have anybody I can bench on the running backs.
That's tough.
And there's nobody. I don't need anybody, so I don't need to trade anything.
Yeah, you do though. You could get like Tyreek Hill or JJ or Diggs using.
Well, yeah, maybe.
So I would try and do that.
What do you think I should trade for? Say Tyreek Hill. Well, I already got Waddle. Do I want to Miami?
Who cares about that? Just trade for Tyreek Hill. You don't worry about Waddle later. Monty and Lamb for Hill. Puka and Lamb for Hill. Puka and Monty. Puka, Miles, and Lamb. I'd trade all three of them for Hill because you have the depth to do it. I'm gonna say put Puka and you can't sit Kyron though.
Well, I mean, I don't want to sit Bijan, that's for sure.
Yeah, Bijan, H-Chan, you can't sit H-Chan. Guys, Kyron or Monty and Puka or Lamb. I'd probably put Puka in over Lamb this week, given the matchup. So Puka in for Lamb, although the Niners did let Puka go nuts, you know. But Puka for Lamb, Kyron and Monty's let's let the chat decide Kyron Monty. Okay?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Puka did go off on him, didn't he?
Yeah, Kyron's banged up, says John. I mean, it's a really good, valid point.
Yeah, I think I might need to leave him in, too. I think I might need to leave Webb set.
Yeah, Travis says trade Lamb, Monty, and Waddle for Tyreek Hill. I would try just Monty and Lamb. I'd try Kyron and Lamb for Hill even. No, that's a little too much. Try Puka and Lamb or Miles, Monty, Lamb, like something like that. Monty and Lamb. Monty playing Carolina. Puka versus Waddle.
I think okay. Miles Sanders in any one
okay,
of those.
Here's the final determination of the chat, and I agree. Put Kyron on the bench. Put Kyron on the bench because he's banged up right now. It's a very valid point. And put Monty in. Monty's gonna thrive. And then put Lamb on the bench and put Puka in. I think you can't even be upset if that doesn't work out because those are very logical plays.
Oh no. Well, I mean, I can't be upset with myself anyway. But I had Justin Fields on the bench last night. But I also got Jordan Love starting, so.
Yeah. Kyron's so hard to bench because he's playing top 5 running back, type of material right now. He's fantastic. But I think Monty's matchup, without St. Brown, you got to throw him in.
Yeah,
Monty, Puka, the chat, we all came to a consensus. Do it live. And standing ovation for Scott Tyler. Go crush it, Scott. We believe in you. Prayer emojis have been filling up the chat. One more standing O for Tyler. Tyler, we'll see you later, pal.
All right, brother, man. Thanks.
And call in. You don't need to call in later with the update. Call in anyway. Just call in whenever. All right, later,
All
Scott.
right, I will, man.
Later, Scott. Later.
I will see you.
All right. Back to the 30-second, because the rest of you get 30 seconds. He got whatever he wanted. Mike from Houston. Actually, Mike, hang tight. Let me get some of these super chats out of the way. We got two $20 haulers. One from Lego. He says, did I see a bat signal the other night? Also just trade. Yeah, of course you did. I put you on the bat signal. I made you in charge of the bat light. Whenever someone's missing, like if let's say we don't hear from Tyler for a while and we want Tyler to call in, we'll put him right in the center of this. And now Lego Batman is in charge of shooting up the light. That's because of all the generosity you've shown me, Lego. I want to make sure I give it back, bro. So you are now on that as a staple, throwing the light up to the sky as the show's Batman. You're our personal preferred Batman of choice. Also just traded Tank Dell and Jalen Warren for Breece Hall. That's a smash. Prayers up for Scott for the quick recovery, and let's get a set in because any $20 hauler means I got to pump out a set of 10 on the curls right now. Lego to the moon.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
Appreciate you, Lego, dropping fire. Absolute monster. Lego getting Smitty ripped. Lego to the moon. We may have to roll with 35 soon. So appreciate you, Lego, dropping that wad on screen. All right, let's go. Hang tight, callers. Please stay muted real quick. Let me just get through a couple of these super chats, and then I'm coming back for you. Bunk with a $20 hauler. He wants Smitty working tonight. Bunk says, do him, Smitty.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
Bunk! Getting tired. Bunk to the moon. Bunk to the moon. Thank you, Bunk. Appreciate you. Bunk says, Smitty, here's my question. Would you rather have Ridley and Miles Sanders or Waddle and Dameon Pierce? Give me Ridley and Miles, but then trade Miles Sanders for Waddle. Or trade Miles Sanders for something. Miles Sanders and another player could maybe get you Breece Hall, So I definitely trade Miles Sanders, but I like the Ridley side more. Bunk, thank you for the $20 hauler. You're amazing. I'm going to get to these other super chats here in a minute. Let me get to a couple, and then I got to clear the phone lines, and then I'm coming back for the rest. Wenzel, appreciate your super chat. Traded away Stevenson, Khalil Herbert for Waddle. I would take Waddle in a heartbeat. Smitty approved.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Love that one, my guy. Love that one. Great trade. Thank you, Wenzel, for dropping that. Dylan with the super chat. Dylan says Olave for Breece and Hawkinson. My tight end is Musgrave. I'd take Breece and Hawkinson and run. That's a really solid trade. All right, let's go to Brandon from New Jersey. You got 30 seconds.
Hey, Smitty. Thanks for taking my call, man.
What's up?
Part one, would you trade Watson and Kyron for Swift and Pittman? And if not, I need a Father Smitty sermon on your outlook for Watson. I don't think people are seeing the light. I think he's going to be a top 15 wide receiver.
Watson and Kyron for who?
Swift and Pittman.
Okay. This is the way I look at this. I like Swift a lot, but Kyron is outplaying him, and I think that you could safely say, and I think most people would probably agree, that Kyron's the better player. He's banged up, but he's still going to probably be fine. But Kyron's the better player right now. I like Swift a lot. But Watson I like over Pittman by quite a bit. And so I take the Watson-Kyron side, but it's very tempting to go the other direction. I mean, both of them have lots of upside. Pittman could have a really good week, I think, so just know that. We got 10 gifted memberships from Superfish. Superfish to the moon. Appreciate your 10 gifted memberships. Appreciate you. I would say, look, Watson's injured right now. He's injury prone. I think we could safely agree he is. It sucks to say that. Maybe he shakes that free in 2024. I don't think we could say he's injury prone every season, but he is injured this year. And he's playing through it, trying to get back early. So I am a little concerned. But if Watson stays healthy, I think he's a top 12 to 15 wide receiver. I really do. I don't think my offseason assessments were wrong. He just hasn't been healthy. It sucks. All right, bro. You there?
Yep.
All right.
Thanks, Smitty. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Brandon. Appreciate you. Brandon to the moon. All right, Anthony W., you got 30 seconds. Anthony, hello.
Smitty, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I have made some trade advice. Someone in my league, we're both 3-1. He wants my Ridley and my Jonathan Taylor, and he's trying to give me Monty and Puka or Metcalf of my choice. Either Puka or Metcalf. I just want to see what you thought about that.
Monty, Puka for Ridley, JT. It's a pretty even trade. I mean, the power is on the side that the craftiness of the trade is on the Ridley JT side, but the question is, does Monty Puka destroy it this week and make you regret this trade, or make you regret? So if you're trading this away to get Monty Puka, do you regret turning it down because Monty has a great day, Puka has a great day, and Ridley does good and JT doesn't play, or something like that, or he plays limited? I think there's a lot of capability to win this trade on the Ridley JT side. It's more the patient side, but I think Monty Puka is safer. So
would you rather have Puka or Metcalf?
Puka, probably right now. Yeah.
Probably Puka.
I mean, he's doing it, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
I have Olave, and then I have like Moster and Zach Moss, and then I have Miles Sanders. So, and I have Austin Eckler too. So I'm kind of waiting for Eckler to get back, but I do have Zach Moss. So,
guys, who would you rather have on the year, Ridley and Monty? I'm sorry, Ridley and JT or Monty Puka? Who would you rather have on the season? If you guys could vote real quickly for me, I would appreciate it. Ridley JT, Monty Puka. Ridley JT, Monty Puka. This week it's going to be Monty Puka, and that's the dilemma. All right, hey, gotta go. Yeah. Appreciate you. Watch the chat's vote. You got my vote. My vote is high risk, high reward is the Ridley JT side, but it's a long play, bro. If you need the production now, you want to win this week, Monty Puka is going to outscore that other side. So Monty Puka is just but high upside on the other side. It's a tough one. All right, later. Chat, vote for him so we can see it. Niner Rick, you got 30 seconds. I gotta be stern with this 30 seconds, guys. I'm gonna literally hang up on you and answer to the best of my knowledge off. You'll have to click and go watch the show to hear the answer. 30 seconds, go. Niner Rick.
I'm streaming a quarterback this week. Should I go with Stafford or Russell Wilson?
Jeez.
Or Dobbs is out there too, but I figured Stafford.
Yeah,
Stafford or Wilson is a better
Stafford, option. Russell Wilson. That's a tough one, bro. So I want to put this on screen here just so we have it.
That's my dilemma.
Stafford.
Russ has been doing good, but he's against the Jets. Stafford's getting Cooper Kupp back. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. It's the second highest over/under of the week.
Yeah, you know what? I just don't trust Russell Wilson. I don't care how much better he's played. I gotta roll with the Cooper Kupp Puka. You got.
Oh, Stafford.
Yeah, because Cooper Kupp and Puka are those are weapons, bro. He's got major weapons. Denver doesn't have weapons. They have mediocre wide receivers.
I agree.
I just don't.
And then real quick, anybody, are you ever going to talk about the Niners getting Randy Gregory from making our defense even better for a 6th-round pick? We're only paying $840,000 of his salary. Broncos are taking care of the rest.
Yeah, it's a good move. It's a good move. The Niners make a lot of nice little moves, bro. You guys make a lot of nice transactions lately. I like it. But go Stafford. Go with the big dogs, bro. Big dog wide receiver options. Cooper Kupp, Puka, Kyron. I mean, Stafford's got an arsenal, bro.
I agree.
All right, later. Appreciate
Stafford
you.
Appreciate
All right, 3-2-1 caller. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Calling in.
G-Men from Florida?
Yes.
What's up, G-Men? You got 30 seconds, pal.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So I'm 1-3. My quarterbacks are Jordan Love, Brock Purdy. My running backs are Cook, Jones, Najee. My receivers are Ridley, Ayuk, along with Debo and Tank Dell. And my tight ends are Kelsey and Waller. Any advice on this team? I'm 1-3 right now.
Yeah, a little hard in 30 seconds, bro. Do you have like a specific quick question? Because I can't really break down the whole team in 30 seconds. You got 15 more. I'll give you 15 more.
Yeah, should I start Cook or should I start McLaughlin this week?
Cook who? James Cook?
James Cook?
Yeah. I definitely would go Cook. As far as your team, read it off as quickly as you can. One more time, just briefly. As fast as you can.
Yep. Yeah, quarterbacks are Jordan Love and Brock Purdy. My running backs are James Cook, Aaron Jones, Najee Harris.
Okay.
My receivers are Nico, Ridley, Ayuk, Collins, and Dell. And I have Samuel, too.
I'd probably try and trade like Najee and Nico Collins for like one player, bro. Like just reach as high as you can. Start really high and just get a lot of no's and just start working your way down. Like, but Nico and Najee, I feel like that could get you a. You might even be able to trade Najee for St. Brown injured right now. I don't trust Najee at all.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, later. Appreciate you. Call back in if we got more time. G-Men from Florida, thank you. Rock out. You got 30 seconds, pal. You're a Mars man. You go next.
Yeah, how you feeling about Burrow? Are we playing him or we're waiting until he shows it to us?
What's the option?
I got Purdy and Love.
I'd probably go Love this week. He's got that Monday night matchup against the Raiders. I think Jordan Love has 2 or 3 touchdowns. He's on pace for 40 total touchdowns on the year. That's an incredible number. So he rushes for he's rushed for 2 touchdowns in back-to-back weeks. That's an incredible number, 40 plus touchdowns. I'm going to go Jordan Love, but I do like Burrow way more than people. I think people are writing him off too quickly. We just saw what happened with Fields.
Yeah.
But
that's what I was going through my head.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Rock out to the moon. Appreciate your Mars, man. Call in if we open up the phone lines again. Luke, you got 30 seconds. This is the final caller, and then I got to get to the super chats. Then we might open the phone lines again. Luke, go.
Hey, Smitty. Just had a trade question. What are your thoughts on this trade I made a little while ago? It was Nico Collins in Hollywood for Saquon.
I like the Saquon, but I'm trading Saquon though. It's a good move. You did a good job, but now you flip him. Now it's time to flip him, bro. I don't trust him.
What do you think I should get for him?
Did you need a running back, or like for sure, or are you okay getting like a Devontae Smith or a Cooper Kupp or
probably wide receiver? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
probably
go after the gauntlet of guys undervalued. Like Ridley's very good. Like Nico and Hollywood for Ridley is a good trade. Like at the end of the day, and if you trade Saquon for Ridley, I'm fine with that. Some people might not like that. St. Brown injured. It's tempting if you've got, let's say, a 2-2 record at least. St. Brown, you could wait on that. You could. Olave, I still think Olave's a monster. Cooper Kupp's coming back. Devontae Smith, CeeDee Lamb, Waddle and Breece Hall, or Achane and Waddle, like Achane and Christian Watson, Achane and Waddle. Anything like that would work too.
All right, I'll try and look at that.
All right, later, bro. Appreciate you. Thanks, Luke. All right, Luke. Appreciate Luke, the Luke Meister. Let's see if we can get some of these super chats grind it out real quick. Pyron with the $5 hauler. 12-man PPR, 3 wide receivers, 1 flex. I'm starting 1. I'm 1 and 3. Burrow, DJ Moore, Olave, Ridley, Bijan, Achane, Monty, Laporta. Traded Watson and Flowers for Fields and Dell. Thoughts? You did this now? Or did you already do this? I hope you already did it and got the points. If not, you're chasing points, which is fine because Fields is balling and I get it. I'm okay with this trade, like even if it's moving forward, because Fields is balling out, bro. And Dell's still very good. I like this trade. I also love your team. And so to get Fields, if he continues, your team's going to be on its way. That's a championship caliber team if Fields continues to play that well. And if you didn't get the Fields points this week, it's okay. You still bought, like, I'm curious though, because you bought him, I think, at a reasonable price coming off of that game. If you got him before the game, congrats, but it's a pretty good price that you got him for. You said trade Pittman and Laporta for Ridley last night. Why do you like Ridley more than Pittman? Kirk has a lot of targets so far, and I'm hesitant. I think that there's a lot of target share percentage there that's going around for both of them, bro. I mean, it's not like Ridley got put in a box last week, still scored a touchdown. Ridley also dropped a touchdown, had another overthrown touchdown, not just all last week, but there's about 3, maybe even 4, but at least 3 touchdowns that should have been. And Ridley would be one of the league-leading wide receiver touchdown getters had a couple of those things gone right. He was completely overthrown. I know a lot of receivers have that story, missed points and all that, but Ridley's had a very, unbelievable amount of missed points that could have been. And I just believe he's the quickest player on the field, the quickest wide receiver on the field. I like Kirk a lot, but Kirk came out of week 1, people saying, he wasn't even on the field, wasn't even targeted, and now everybody loves Kirk. I know things can change. But Pittman's solid. But he's not Ridley in my opinion. I see the two very, very differently. I think Pittman does have a good week this week. It wouldn't shock me if Pittman outscored Ridley this week, but it also wouldn't shock me if Ridley was the number 1 wide receiver this week and everybody comes racing back to the Ridley train, because Ridley's very good. He's very good. If anybody watches him play, he's unbelievable. He is so quick. You can't contain him. This whole, Ridley's not good with separation. What do you mean? He's phenomenal at separating. The guy's quick as can be. He looks like he's in fast forward while everybody else is in normal motion. Look, Josh, I appreciate your question, and you're not crazy to like Pittman more, and you have every right to feel that way, and there's no way I'm going to send you on a lap for doubting Ridley. I understand it. The numbers have been disappointing to a degree. I love Ridley. I think Ridley's going to be a monster, and I'm buying low everywhere I can. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm buying into the speed. I'm buying into the love affair between Jordan from T-Law and Ridley, and how they want this thing they want to push the bunk beds together, and they want more room for activities. And I think the activities start this week. That's just how I feel. Appreciate you. Ray says we benching Debo this week. It depends on your option, but no, he's off the injury report. You know, we heard a report that maybe he wouldn't be 100%. He's now off the injury report, so I'm not benching him in general. It does depend on your options, but no, Debo's a good play. Debo also played more snaps than any other wide receiver in week number 4. Shockingly, he had a horrible week, but he played more snaps, so he wasn't a decoy. He wasn't not playing. PPR flex, pick 1 wide receiver: Flowers, Watson, Thielen. Give me Watson, but I do like Flowers a lot this week. I think he could have a good week, but I'm playing my boy Watson as long as he's good to go. Hill or JJ, who would you rather have rest of season? Probably JJ, but I think Hill does have the ability to be that guy, but I would rather have JJ. JJ is the number 1 overall player. Him and CMC right now. My brother traded Fields for Love and Debo 2 weeks ago. Should he take a lap? Fields for Love and Debo. I mean, look, at the time, there was question marks, but there was huge upside, huge risk. I don't think it was a bad trade at the time. Would I recommend someone do that in retrospect? You know, obviously not, but I still think Love's going to go out and ball, and I think Debo is still a fantastic player. But Fields is playing out of his mind finally, and that's, you know, it's just one of those things where, like, he's been blasted by watching those point totals he's been dropping, and so it is a bad trade. But it could still, from here on out, be level. We'll have to see. Being offered Richardson for Lamar, I'm 4-0. I quietly like Richardson a little bit more. I do. But I feel like the fair market value commands that you get more. So if I'm you, I try and finagle a Christian Watson or something out of this situation because you can. You can demand that. My team is Love, Pollard, Achane, Amon-Ra, Ridley, Dell, Flowers, Kmet, benches, all holds, Burrow, Warren, Roshan, JSN. Do I need to make a move? You're 2-2. Pollard, Achane, Love, Ridley, Amon. It's a really good squad. I don't know that you're going to be able to trade too much on the high because all your players except for Achane are blowing up, are not blowing up. They're all like in limbo right now, which I don't think is a bad thing. I'm not saying that they're going to continue to be. The only blow-up player right now is Achane, and I don't want you trading him. So it is a hold for sure. But I do shop Burrow to that owner in your league that's probably struggling at QB, and maybe you got to wait for this week to unfold for you to be able to do that. Traded Madison for Christian Watson. That's a Smitty.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Approved trade. Nice job with that, Slayer, coming in with the amazing trade. Good little report on that one. Thank you, Perps, again for your $20 hauler. I'm going to close that down, but Perps to the moon. Fields, Stroud, Barkley, Walker, Devontae Smith, Debo, Chase, Andrews, Garrett Wilson, Palmer, James Cook, Aaron Jones, Kamara, Pierce, and Ferguson. How's my team? Any moves? Looks really strong, bro. Trading Barkley away. You got Walker. You've got James Cook, Aaron Jones, Kamara. You got a ton of RBs. I'd trade Barkley for Achane and try and get more because the market might command you can, but then his injury concerns might not. But Achane for Barkley, I'd rather have Achane. Barkley for a wide receiver because you don't necessarily need a running back. You could go after Devontae Smith, Cooper Kupp, Calvin Ridley, St. Brown, even injured. Oh, you got St. Brown. Right? You have St. Brown, right? Let's see here. Where's your wide receiver? Debo, Chase. You got Chase, you got Devontae Smith. That's what it was. Devontae Smith. You could go out there St. Brown using Barkley. Or you just try your best to go get Breece Hall and something for Barkley. That's probably what I would do. Past that, definitely a team of holds. I like your team a lot. Kamara in the lineup. Get Barkley out, put Kamara in. And you've got James Cook and Aaron Jones this week. You got a lot of talent, bro. You got a lot of ability to make a trade. I like your squad a lot. Ford, Hollywood, Madison for ETN and Addison. Ford, Hollywood, and Madison for ETN and Addison. Ford, Hollywood, and Madison. I'd take ETN and Addison and I'd run. That it took me a second to read that because I was doing two things at once here, but that's a smash. A smash. Alexandra, I appreciate you, Alexander. And there was somebody that said something a minute ago. Let me see if I can find this. Can you shout out my husband, Stanley? Stanley to the moon. I don't know if you're watching still, but Stanley to the moon. Thank you for your support. Stanley to the moon. Mattis, I have Mahomes, T-Law, and a super flex. Let's see here. Would you trade Cook and Kyron Williams and Olave for Kupp and Sanders? I would not trade I would not want Kupp and Sanders over Kyron, Olave. Cook or Kyron. So James Cook and Olave for Kupp and Sanders. I still think I'd rather have James Cook and Olave, but I'd definitely rather have Kyron and Olave. So I'm going to say no on this. Other running backs. I have Mahomes, Superflex. Yeah, I don't like those moves, Alexander. It's closer on the other one, but I definitely don't trade the Olave and Kyron. The other one's questionable. You know, if you believe in Kupp, I just think Kupp's 30. I'm still not completely sold. Pick one, Gibbs, Flowers, Dell, or Michael Wilson. I'm probably going to go, if Gibbs plays, I might go Gibbs with St. Brown out. And I think they throw to him. But the safest call here is probably between Dell and Flowers. I guess I lean Dell just a hair. But if the chat could help on that one, I would appreciate it if everybody could drop a vote. Can I get Amon-Ra for Joe Burrow and Romeo Doubs? Maybe this week because he's injured. You might as well try, Josh. I would totally Smitty approve that deal and wait on St. Brown. Superfish with a $2 hauler, non-PPR, start Ridley or Christian Watson. I'm going Ridley, even if Watson plays, but I love that you have both and you have a problem on your hands because I think you're going to need to get both in your lineup somehow or make a trade, but Ridley, I'm not sitting Ridley. 1 and 3, 12-man half PPR. Got offered my Breece Hall for Olave and Gibbs. Look, this could go 100 different ways, man. Could Hall be the best player in this deal? He could. Is he right now? No, Olave is. And Gibbs has still got something to say. So this current moment in time, Olave Gibbs is better. But is there a predictive piece here where we say in 2 weeks from now, could Breece Hall be the best player in the deal? Certainly could be the case, but it depends on what you want for your team. You've got K9 and Achane. You got Lamb, Higgins. You're kind of, in a way, in need of a wide receiver, probably with Higgins injured and London and Lamb facing the Niners. And I don't know, though. Like, this is a tough one. I mean, you have an RB and a wide receiver on the other side of this trade. I probably lean toward the Breece Hall side, but can you get oh no, you have Breece Hall. I'd probably hold. Does the chat disagree or agree? Breece Hall or Olave Gibbs? I love Gibbs. I love Olave. If you would ask me this before week 1, I would have said, oh my God, give me the Gibbs and Olave side by a mile. But at this current moment in time, it's a tough one. So can I get a vote from the chat? Are we going with the Breece Hall side alone, Breece alone, or Olave Gibbs? It's tough. It's a tough question. Very, very tough. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see what the chat says. Very, very close call. Got offered Amon-Ra, Pollard, and Andrews for Kelsey. I would take Amon-Ra, Pollard, and Andrews all for Kelsey. That's a home run. That's freaking no-brainer. No-brainer whatsoever. Thank you, Rush. Appreciate you. Gibbs or Olave side. Breece side. Breece side. Olave, Gibbs, Olave side. Olave side. Olave Gibbs by a lot. Breece, Olave. Olave. Sorry, family night for me. No problem. Olave. Breece. Olave easy. It's pretty split. It's because it's a predictive piece on the Breece side. I would say, like, you need a change. Go with the double player. The Gibbs. Hope the Gibbs goes nuts this week and he plays with St. Brown out, and put Olave in your lineup. Would you trade Debo for Calvin Ridley? I'd rather have Calvin Ridley, but they're very close. I think Debo's that good. Deal accepted. Stevenson, Pittman for Devontae Smith. I like that. I take Devontae Smith in a heartbeat. I think that was a great trade. Congratulations. Nice job, my guy. 12-team PPR 1 and 3 got offered Ken Walker, AR-15, Pittman for Eckler, Dell or Pacheco, Cup for Eckler. Let's see here. Got offered Ken Walker, AR-5, and Pittman for Eckler, Dell, or Pacheco, Cup for Eckler. Pacheco, Cup for Eckler. Let's see. Wow. Walker, AR-5, Pittman for Eckler, Dell. Probably Walker, AR-5, and Pittman for Eckler, Dell, I think is the best move. But it's very, very close. Either offer worth moving Eckler. I mean, Walker is arguable with comparatively to Eckler. I mean, he is. I do think Eckler is going to outscore him, but AR-5 is a phenomenal player to add if you need a quarterback too. But if you don't need a quarterback, like if you've got a solid quarterback like Fields or something, then you can't really do that. But if AR-5 goes right into your lineup, that's a really good side of the trade. Ridley versus Buffalo or Flowers versus Pitt. It's Ridley. Ridley's not even. Flowers is a flex play. Ridley's a wide receiver 1. So we're not going there. Appreciate your super chat. Put some respect on Ridley's name, people. You know what I'm saying? Cam Akers and Rashee Rice breaking out week 5. Thank you, G-Men. You heard it here from G-Men. Travis Rowe, Amon-Ra, DK for Kelsey, Zay Flowers. I'd probably lean toward the I guess it depends on how in need you are this week. Like, are you 0-4? Because Amon-Ra being out is brutal. Although DK's out too. The bye week. That's brutal. I'd probably lean Kelsey, I suppose. I'd lean Kelsey, especially with Amon-Ra being banged up, and I do like Zay Flowers a lot. I'd go Kelsey. I think that also helps you this week. Accidentally accepted Ridley for JJ in a high-stakes league. Oh.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
Bro. Oh, accidentally accepted Ridley for JJ in a high-stakes league. How do you did you really do it? Like, because don't you have to, like, double confirm that? You hit it, then you hit it again. Recipient says we should reverse it. Commish won't reverse it. What should I do, Smitty? I mean, the commish won't do it. What are you going to do? But the recipient says reverse it. Can't the recipient put pressure on the commish? I don't know. But then again, there are some leagues where it's in the rules that these things don't get reversed. Wow. Can he just send it back? Here's the thing. Contact the recipient, tell him to send it back, you'll accept it. If the commish won't do it, then he can't not reverse that too. That would be totally corrupt on the commissioner's part. Ask him to send it back. That's brutal, bro. Anyone want to bet me $20 Breece outscored CMC this week? Woo! Woo! Overcome coming in strong with the Breece Hall predictions. I like it. I like where Overcome's head is at. Ingram and Lawrence for AR5. I'd take AR5 and run from the veto police. Just run. Just get your wheels going. Just start burning some tread, because them veto police are after you. Thank you for you all. Call in. Phone lines are open. Let's dial in for a few more 30-second phone calls. Dylan, appreciate you. Let's put this back on screen here. I haven't eaten a breadcrumb or had anything but water today. I'm in conjunction with my curls that you guys make me do with $20 haulers. I decided that's going to be my push into eating a little healthy, drinking a little healthy, and intermittent fasting a little more. Trying to intermittent fast like 5 days a week. And so I haven't had a breadcrumb or anything but water all day long. And so I'm about to just tear into a big thing of rice. I get this fried rice from this real nice restaurant. I'll put it on my Instagram stories. It's unbelievable. It's $11 bucket of fried rice, and it's just unbelievable. Egg fried rice. Eggs, there's a bunch of scrambled eggs in it. It's so good. Should I start Debo or Kirk? I would start Debo for upside, Kirk for safety. Really, really does depend. 651 caller, where are you calling from? What's your name? Your time to shine. Your time to shine. Brock Culpepper with a $5. Should I start Debo or Cook? Okay, my trade earlier this week was Barkley and Ingram for Lamb. Barkley and Ingram for Lamb. My league literally vetoed it against our rules. I don't know why. That's crazy. How do you say to somebody they can't like Lamb over Barkley, unless they thought Barkley was the other side. Like Brock, I don't even know which side they vetoed. That's how close the trade is, so that doesn't even make sense. 651 caller, where are you calling from? What's your name?
Smitty, it's Perps.
Perps from Minnesota. Hold on, Perps. Let me put you in the system here so I got you in here, and then when you call, it'll be a lot easier for you to get in. Perps from Minnesota, from Minnie. What's up, Perps? What can I do for you, pal? Appreciate you.
Yeah, I got a Breece owner looking for a wide receiver, 12-man PPR. Lamb, Kirk, Atwell, Collins, Cooper, and Dodson is who I have.
Breece Hall.
Leaning towards.
Give me. So you're wanting to give away Breece, or get him?
No, take him.
Okay. So Hall to you, and then the players you have to maybe trade him are what?
Lamb, Kirk, Atwell, Collins, Cooper, Dodson.
Okay, so Dotson, no one cares about right now. Unfortunately, it sucks, but it is what it is. Nico and Kirk for Hall. Well, will you do that? That's a lot of wide receiver action to give him if he's looking for a wide receiver. I don't know that he'll do it, but I would give him Kirk and Nico. I don't know that I want you to give up Lamb if at all possible. Would I do it for Hall? Probably not straight up because the fair market value of it, but maybe if he gave you something else. But I would give up these two guys in a heartbeat for Breece Hall.
Is there another piece you think I could get from him to try and sweeten it?
Sweeten it from Kirk and Nico?
Well, if I'm going to give up those two guys.
I mean, I would do it. But it, like, what's he have? Can you give me a couple names? Like, I would certainly ask, I guess, but the allure of a 2-for-1, Nico and Kirk for Hall, probably gets it done. And remember how bleak the running back climate is in fantasy football right now. It's not easy to get a top 10 running back, so I don't know that you're overpaying in any crazy way. You know?
Okay. He's got Doubs, Thielen.
I mean, if you could get Romeo Doubs thrown in, I don't hate Romeo Doubs getting thrown into that deal. That's okay. That'd be fantastic, you know. But if he's gonna like not do the trade, the problem you get is when you do a 2-for-1, the lure of a 2-for-1, bro, is like saying, you know, let me put it this way. Like, let's say a cable door-to-door salesman comes to you and tries to sell you cable. Okay, you're like, I'm happy with my streaming service. I got away from you know, hardline cable. I don't want cable anymore. And he says, well, I could give it to you. It'd be the same price as you're paying right now. And you're like, no. And he goes, well, what if I made it cheaper? And you're like, no, I just don't want it, bro. And you close the door. But if he comes to the door and says, hey, I want to get you cable, and he goes, and I give it to you at a cheaper price, you're like, I might listen. And then he sells you. I'm not saying he closes you, but he has a much better opportunity of selling you. So if you go to him and ask for Romeo Doubs and Hall for Kirk and Nico, he might say no and close the door. And when you try to say, okay, take Doubs out, he's already in no mode. You know, so it's not like it just, you can add whatever you want and then dial it back and it'd be the same effect. Sometimes you sell somebody on the shock of the 2-for-1, and it's not going to be as shocking if you pull back from it instead of offering the 2-for-1. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I got you.
So I would do the Nico Kirk. Not to mention, there's probably a waiver wire guy out there that you could throw into this equation to make it make sense in your head to say, hey, I'm getting this player and Hall for Nico and Kirk. You know, sometimes you got to use that waiver wire.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's a 12-man league, so the waiver wire is pretty thin as it is, but I'm sure I could find somebody.
Yeah. All right, bro.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you. Hey, call in anytime, Perps. Appreciate all your support, bro. Later.
You got it. Later.
Perps to the moon. Perps to the freaking moon. We got a $20 hauler here from Jim. Jim says 18. First of all, $20 hauler from Jim. Let's do it live.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
I can't get it out in time now. I'm behind. Jim to the moon. I got to drop a set every time that $20 hauler comes in. Jim, his super chat was Mahomes, ETN, Hall, 3-1. Adams, Devontae, Waddle, Kelsey, bench Pickens. Really good team. London on the bench. I'm a little less out of breath each time. I'm getting in better shape as we do this, by the way. I'd probably say, okay, 8-man team. Your team's really good. It's 8-man, but it's really good. Devontae Smith, Adams, and Waddle's really good. Kelsey, the only move you could potentially make is try and upgrade ETN. I like the idea of waiting on Hall. ETN into... I don't know. Running backs you could try and upgrade into. Bijan. ETN into Bijan. ETN into Eckler. And would I give up a player like... What about Adams for Eckler? What about Adams for Bijan? What about adding in Dell, adding in Moss, adding in Ford, adding in London, and getting that stronger RB room? And then your wide receivers are still crafty in Devontae Smith and Waddle, and you got Dell. I'm still okay with that. I would try that. That's probably the move I would make, bro. Or ETN for Achane. Be a crafty move. ETN for Eckler or for Bijan. and adding in maybe. I mean, see if Dell will do it. I don't think Dell would do it this week. If Dell had done what Collins did, Collins can be thrown into deals like that. So probably say right now, I'd probably say Adams is your best sell high, and with Jimmy back, I feel like I know that the numbers have been there for Adams with Jimmy under center, and he does blanket him with targets, but he's throwing him hospital balls. I'm just still very worried about Adams long term, despite there being some good upside in terms of the way Jimmy's been targeting him. Thank you again for the $20 hauler. Is Kendre Miller a mustache as a Kamara owner? Not really, G-Man. It depends on what else you got, bro. You know, I think it just depends on what is available to you. Like, would I take a Tank Dell over that? Yeah. Would I pick up a scrub over him? No. Bijan and Achane running back JJ and DJ Moore killed it last night. So better flex play George Pickens or Dameon Pierce. Probably Pierce for right now until we see Pickett playing healthy. Should I start Debo or Kirk? I'd probably go Debo for upside if you need upside, like if you play DJ Moore and you're down. Kirk if you need safety. My trade earlier this week. Oh, okay. Ingram, this league vetoed. I got that one already. Okay. Thank you. Breeze with a super chat, $5 hauler. Bijan, I think I did this one already as well, right? Bijan and Achane, running back JJ, DJ Moore, killed it last night. Yeah, thank you for your super chat. This one from Chris, I don't know if I did this one. Smitty, I traded Andrews and Etienne for Devontae Adams. I already have Kelsey. So I don't hate that trade, I guess, but that's a lot. You're throwing in Etienne. Like, Adams and Andrews are pretty close in value, Chris. I think you gave up a free Etienne, though, is my problem with this trade. But I have Jacobs. Do I trade out of Jacobs? I'd rather have traded Jacobs and then got like a little something back. I think you definitely gave up too much. Andrews and Etienne for Devontae's a lot. And I definitely would trade Jacobs for Achane, try and give up a little more to get Bijan, but you just gave up a whole player, so I don't know how easy it's going to be to throw somebody else into a trade to try and upgrade Jacobs into an Eckler or JT or Kamara. But I would certainly go after all three of those guys. I'd go after Achane straight up for Jacobs. Jacobs could have a decent day, so maybe you even wait and have him gain value. But next time, make sure you don't give up two players that, like, Adams and Andrews are very close in value, you know? 4-0. I mean, even if you threw ETN in, you should have got like a Christian Watson back or something, you know? Traded Puka for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Look, you're 4-0. I don't hate that trade. I think Puka is going to make you regret that this week because Amon-Ra's out and you're just going to feel pain, but don't ignore that and go march on. I think that it could very much work out for you. Would it be crazy to have said no? No, it wouldn't have been. But they're both very, very good, bro. They're both very, very good. Keenan Allen, to start to Watson, Myers, Reed, or Reynolds. I'm going to go Watson, Christian Watson, and probably, I guess, Reynolds would be the two picks. And if Watson sits, put Jaden Reed in. But that's a really, really good decision or dilemma. I think those are some good options. Started Fields and Washington defense. Learned it's probably not a good idea. I tried to tell you overcome to not do the Washington defense thing, but man, Fields went off, and congrats on that. I know you were hedging a little bit in a way, but that's okay. Yeah. Is it a good idea ever? It can be if, let's say, like there's fumbles, like the running backs fumble the ball and the defense picks it up and runs it in for a touchdown, then that's not against your quarterback. But that's got to be like against a fumbling running back, or just like Dallas. Dallas against my quarterback, I still play Dallas because they could cause turnover, strip the ball, run a running back strip football into the end zone for a touchdown, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, typically you're not trying to start your defense against your quarterback. It feels like it could be wise because you're hedging, but Labyrinth with a $20 hauler. Let's go. Let's get a set in.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
I think this is 9, but I'm forgetting 10. It's getting heavier. Super chat, appreciate you. Where were we at? 2 and 2, 10-man, 1 QB, 2 flex, 0.5. I want to trade for an elite QB. Starters equal Daniel Jones, running back Bijan, Etienne, Nico, Rashee Rice, Hawkinson, Breece, DJ Moore. Nice job. Bench Walker, Amon-Ra. Okay, so I was wondering where your players were. They got Amon-Ra and Walker on the bench. You got a good squad. To trade for a player like Nico is probably your best shot here. I don't want you trading Bijan. You could trade ETN and get like an Achane from somebody sleeping at the wheel and try and just do that anyway. But like maybe that opens the doors to some kind of like T-Law gets thrown in or something like that if someone thinks ETN's better. Nico for Tua. I think Tua is probably the highest quarterback you could go get using something that's decent but not crazy. Like an example would be you got Jameson Williams. Hawkinson might need to be used without touching the rest of these pieces. ETN or Hawkinson probably needs to be used if you can't get Nico to get you Tua. But the real question is, Labyrinth, who's got two quarterbacks? Does anybody have Anthony Richardson and also has Fields? Does anybody have Tua Tagovailoa and also has Josh Allen? Because if Tua's on a team where they don't have another quarterback, they're not going to trade you Tua. But Tua's probably the cheapest stud you could probably get, and so I would trade Nico straight up for him. Would I have done it for Fields prior to this week? Yeah, but that's too late now. Burrow's tempting for Nico, but it's risky. But it's tempting, and it could be could prove to be a very good move, but it could also backfire. T-Law, I don't know that T-Law is good enough on the fair market value train to give up Nico, but would I give up J-Mo for T-Law? I would, and I think that's fair, and I think T-Law could bounce back. Those are just a couple examples. Burrow and Tua are probably your best bets, or Anthony Richardson using Nico and like J-Mo, which I don't think you're going to get. But if you traded ETN for Anthony Richardson and you got back like a Christian Watson, now we're talking. Those are all kind of ways you got to approach it. So go to the Anthony Richardson owner, see what other player they have that you could throw in to an ETN deal. Like maybe they've got Gibbs potentially or something like that. Gibbs and Anthony Richardson for ETN might be good for you in your situation. Thank you for your $20 hauler. To the freaking moon.
To the moon.
Go see who's got those double QBs, those doubles, and then kind of dig around from there. $10 hauler from Mista. Appreciate your super chat. And Labyrinth, bring that back once you have something and we'll work it through. Best in the business. No, you're the best in the business. 10-team PPR, QB Tua, T-Law, running back Achane, Gibbs, Monty. Monty and Achane and Kamara are must plays this week, all three of them. Hill, Olave, DJ Moore, you're crushing it. Tell me you started DJ Moore. Fantastic squad. Laporta, you're good to go. Do I trade Monty and Breece? Monty for Breece? Probably not right now. Let Monty go out and do his thing this week, and you probably could get a lot more. But Breece could do his thing too. But at least you'll know he's worth it, I think Monty will be equal to Breece no matter what coming out of this week because I think he has a good day. If you could get something significant like Christian Watson, I would probably do it. But no, Monty right now is worth a lot. I don't think I'd do that. Atwell coming in with a $20 hauler. Atwell to the freaking moon.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
Getting swole. It's getting harder to get to that eighth curl. I traded away K9 for Devontae Smith. Hate losing K9, but with 1 and 3 and St. Brown out. My running backs are now Kamara, Swift, and Breece. Hey, this could work out well for you. There's some balance there. Of course, I feel like K9's got a little more value than Smith to where you can maybe get like a Gibbs thrown in or something like that. A Christian Watson type who you have, but you know what I'm saying. So, Lamb, St. Brown, Smith, Watson, QBs, Hurts, you're good. I don't think it's take a lap material. I think Devontae Smith easily can be as valuable. I just think people don't see it right now. So you could have got a little more, but not take a lap material, and it certainly, filled the need that you had. Professor Patty with the $5 hauler traded the house for Tyreek. I sent Kamara, Puka, Pickens, and Hollywood for Reek. I don't think that's crazy. I don't think that's crazy at all. I'm not laughing. I'm out of breath. I think that's fine. I mean, Kamara and Puka is a lot. The other stuff's kind of peripheral. So your team is AR5, Bijan, Taylor, Adams, Tyreek, Hawkinson. Very good team. I think you did good with that. I think Tyreek is worth it. I don't think you overpaid. No lap taken. Nice job. Appreciate you. How long have we been here? 2 hours. Yeah, we'll probably be out of here for tonight. I'll probably come back for a draft tonight. So hang tight, guys. Isaac coming in with a $20 hauler. I'm gonna leave now. That way we can come back and do a draft tonight. $20 hauler, 10-team, non-PPR, 2-2. We got 440 people in here. Please punch that thumb up button on your way out the door. $20 hauler from Isaac. Let's.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
6, 7, 8. It's getting harder now. 9. Getting swole to the moon. Ah! Ten-team non-PPR 2-2. Love Chase Olave. Chase Olave, Pollard, Monty. Very good. Pittman, Eagles kicker. I have Jacoby Myers on my bench. If Adams doesn't play, would you move Jacoby up over Tank or Pittman? Probably Pittman stays in the lineup. Over Tank, maybe, but I'd probably roll with Tank and Pittman still, Isaac. But trust your gut because it's very close. Very, very close. Appreciate you all. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you to all my $20 haulers. I did, let's see how many, I'm going to count on my hand how many times I did a rep of 10. Isaac, appreciate your super chat. Ian, appreciate your super chat. Your $20 super chat. Labyrinth, thank you. Jimenez, or no, Jim. With the $20 super chat. Bunk. Lego. That's 6 sets so far. 60. Meg. Perps, that's 8. I did 8 reps of 10. I did 80 curls. Arms are sore. We're going to have to bump it up, though. Once I start getting through these 10 like they're nothing, I got to go to the 35s. So we'll have to purchase a couple 35s from Amazon. I definitely don't want to get just this massive ball of mass, though. Like right now I feel like I want to get it defined and cut. But man, I'm swole. My forearm is swollen right now. I need to do the shoulder press stuff in the triceps along with it, though, so I don't just have this big massive ball on my arm, with no definition whatsoever. Smitty won't be able to lift his arms tomorrow. Maybe. Tonight was worse than yesterday. So, I don't know. Me not doing a break. Maybe I rotate and instead of curls, the next day is shoulders, above my head. I think that's what I might need to do because I don't think I want to do curls every day. Breece Hall ain't doing Nathan. Week 5. Triple crying emojis. Well, Overcome's got a $20 hauler that says differently. Need Breece to start producing, says Boba. He will. This is his time to shine. All right, hit that thumb up button on the way out the door. Space Ricky in the building. Appreciate you. Thank you to my mod, Sick Nasty, Travis Rowe, Blackbeard, Vampy, and Terry Roberts, and anybody else that's in here that's been modding it out. Appreciate you. Any other of my mods here? Lego Batman coming in with the fire tonight. Lego Batman, anytime anybody's missing on this channel, like we haven't seen Silver Rapture in a while. Lego, throw up the Silver Rapture. We haven't seen Silver in a while. Who else hasn't been here? Mark Cleveland has been missing for a little while. Let's throw this up for Mark Cleveland. Mark, turn the show down in the background if you could, Perps. Mark Cleveland is missing. We need Mark Cleveland in here. Denny's been missing ever since he insulted me and called me all kinds of names. I don't know if anybody saw that, but Denny has been missing, so let's put Denny up here. We still appreciate you, Denny, and you're always welcome back. I don't hold grudges. I hold less grudges than anybody. So Denny thought I was live, and he called the phone line when I was doing a live premiere. So it was me in the chat live, but the video was pre-recorded, and he was blowing the phone line up, and I wasn't answering because I wasn't live. And I didn't even know the phone was ringing because I wasn't live. And Denny just in my comments, like just on like 8 different videos, was like, liar, this guy's a fraud, he won't answer the phone, he won't take the time, I flew out to Vegas to see him, and he won't even pick up my call, and he just absolutely blasted me in my comments. And so he finally called up, and we hashed it out. He said he was sorry, and he came back in. I go, it's fine, Denny, it's fine. Then I made him sing to me, and he said Alexander Madison would need one more try. And I said, sing One More Try by Timmy T. And he said, one more try. He just sung the whole song and instantly forgave him. And then he hasn't been back since. So I don't know if Denny got, he had to come in and say sorry, but he feels ashamed to come in. I don't know. But Denny, we all love you. No one cares. Come back, Denny. Come back, Denny. Come back, Denny. All right, Perps, appreciate you. What can I do for you?
I got that trade done, so thank you for that.
What'd you end up doing, bro? The Kirk and Nico?
I ended up getting Breece. I gave up Nico and Kirk for Breece and do Dobbs.
He gave you Dobbs? Oh, that's a home run, bro.
Yeah.
So guys, can you vote on this for Perps? He got Dobbs and Hall for Nico and Kirk, Christian Kirk. I like that. He needs an RB very badly, right? So that's a good move. That's a really good move. And could Hall crap the bed? Could Hall disappoint you? It's certainly possible. That's the risk you're taking here. But, Nico's a nice sell high right now. I'm not saying Nico can't continue to do well. But keep in mind, like last week, heading into week 4, it was Tank Dell. Everybody was like, Tank Dell's the number one. So it was like one week has transpired between that moment and now. And it was a Nico explosion. So one game doesn't make Nico 100% for sure the guy. We know Tank Dell and him can rotate. But Hall Dobbs, Superfish says Hall Dobbs. Vote on which side you think is the better side. I think you did absolutely great. It's Breece time, says Nissan. Travis Rowe throwing up moonshots. Appreciate you, Travis. I think you did good, bro. I think you did real good. Check the chat. They'll be voting right now, and the votes will come flying in. Appreciate you. See you tonight. Maybe, Perps. I don't know. What state are you in?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. That's right, Minnesota. I don't know. Do they allow underdog fantasy there?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what my second question was going to be. I was trying to join you over on Instagram, and I couldn't get through to get in because I did your Smitty deal where I put 500 in and got 500 back.
You did. You got double. You put 5 bills in and you got 500 matched. That's amazing, bro. That's a lot. You did good.
So I was going to join you on that draft, but I must be doing something wrong not to get in there.
So the thing is the spots fill up quick, and so we got to click it at the same time. That's all. That's why you didn't get in. But don't worry. We'll like time it out right tonight. If we go live, we'll be like, okay, jump into the resurrection. The resurrection takes a little longer to fill. That fills in like seconds, but the resurrection, if it's even available still, let me see if it's available. The resurrection is week 6 through 17. So like weeks 1 through 5 don't matter at all, which is so fun because you're drafting with all the knowledge you know now, and it has nothing to do with anything that's happened. Is the resurrection gone? Oh, it's still there. It's halfway full. So resurrection is $10. It's week 6 through 17. There's a bench. You draft a lineup and a bench, but you don't really have a bench because it's your best starting people get started for you, in best ball. So it's really you draft like a lineup thing. You draft 10 bench spots. You're going up against 11 other people, and whoever is the highest scorer at week 14's end, the top 2 from your league of 12 advance to round 15 to the second round into week 15, and then you get thrown into a new group of 11, and the top 1 or 2 from that week, that one single week, go to the next round, and so on. And then at the end of it, there's like 100, 200, 300. I don't know what the number is on this one. Like 300 people, let's say, all together in the final week, week 17, and the top score of that week all together. There's no more like group of 12. Of those 300, whoever scores the most wins. So Resurrection's fantastic.
Gotcha.
And
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to draft tonight, Underdog is matching up to $500 on your first deposit. They're doubling your first deposit up to $500, and Perks just did that. He dropped $500. They gave him $500, which is freaking phenomenal. So Perks to the moon. All right, I'll see you all later. Appreciate you. Moore, appreciate you. I hate DJ Moore. He's been going off since I traded him. Shouldn't have traded him. Should have held the man. Should have had faith in Justin Fields.
Leave it on the fields.
Just in time.
Fields of dreams.
Feels like making love.
Outstanding in his fields.
Feels so good.
Fields General. My field's good. Uneven playing fields.
Battlefields tested.
Fields. He's for reals.
Don't forget, we're drafting tonight. The link is pinned in the live chat. The link is in the description of every single video. And code Smitty can also be used if you just go to the Underdog app in the App Store, download it, and it says, how did you hear about us? You put Smitty in. They'll double your first deposit up to $500. So if you want to draft tonight, please go to that link that's pinned in the live chat or use code Smitty, and we will be drafting tonight. See you all tonight later. We're live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday, live whenever news breaks. See you all later. Deuces.
Breece Hall is 8 foot tall. He will always answer the mother freaking call. Don't let him fall. In the third, don't stall. Just give Batman the freaking football.
He's Breece.
He does a hull of a job. A hull of a job. A hull of a job.
Breece Hall, please report to the moon.
He does a hell of a job.
Get Breece.